becoming Catholic has impacted her marriage and the way she raises her children? Was it hard to learn how to incorporate Catholic devotions and practice into family life when your kids weren't used to it?
That's a wonderful question. So I actually was feeling like I was starving for concrete things to incorporate with my children's faith when I was Protestant, because it was a lot of private prayer, a lot of private Bible study, but the Catholic Church has these tangibles. So we have a holy water font in our home. We have a crucifix. They have little rosaries. And so it's actually been amazing to me. My daughter just told her babysitter the other week that we're very Catholic, and she's almost 6. But she gets it. I love having them in Mass with us so we can whisper to them and explain to them what's going on. So that's been beautiful for me to have all those tools to this liturgical seasons, all of it, to share our faith with our children in such a real way. And then my marriage with my husband, talk about unity. Now, we are so united in our faith, and our marriage has grown partly because of theology of the body and understanding the Catholic ultimate teaching on the purpose of marriage, and partly because of theology of the body. We have our 3rd daughter because we became open to life again, and we have little Mary Charlotte, and she's just a joy, and I can't imagine life without her. It's such a beautiful reflection of the Trinity when you have kids, and such a beautiful thing to fulfill our marriage.
One of the first barriers you mentioned to your journey was Mary being born without sin and all that.
Yeah.
How about Our Lady in your journey?
I love Mary. We named our new baby after her. My grandma's name was Mary, and so it's a combination of those two things. And having her as a mother figure and someone who said yes to God from the moment she was born until she was in heaven, that is such a beautiful example for me and such a comfort for me. And I always identified with Mary in some way. In Protestantism, we only kind of take Mary out Christmas time, nativity scenes, and I was very pregnant twice during Advent, and I identified a bit with her then, so that softened me in some ways, or prepared me in some ways to think of her more often, thinking of her being so heavy laden and burdened and not knowing, not having a place to have her baby. And I'm sure she was probably very peaceful about it, but it was still probably uncomfortable. And so she was a great comfort to me also during my pregnancy with Mary, because I had a difficult pregnancy and was very sick, and she comforted me in that and helped me through the challenges of that pregnancy.
You know, when people hear John Paul's theology of the body, all they think about is sexuality and marriage, and that's absolutely a part of that, but it also emphasizes that we are, as a person, our body and soul.
Yeah.
And that the channels that God has given to us, our senses, are all channels of getting closer to our Lord and hearing Him. Our eyes, our ears, our taste, everything is about that.
And our dignity, our ultimate dignity as image bearers of God. Every single human, from the smallest to the largest, the youngest to the oldest, has this dignity to them that deserves respect and honor. So that's been foundational too. It's how you treat people, how you view humanity, how you look at other people's needs.
Well, as we close, I want to remind the audience that thiscatholicfamily.com is your website. You said you do a blog there?
I do. I write a lot about these things, about life as a convert in our family and our faith.
All right. And particularly maybe those coming from the backgrounds that you all mentioned, helping them. To me, that's a gift you were given. You've been in those other traditions, and now you can help them hear the fullness of the church in a way you didn't back then.
I speak both languages. Yes.
Well, Lorelei, thank you very much for sharing your journey on the Journey Home program, and our blessings are with you, in your work on the internet, as well as continuing as a mother and a wife to help your children discover the fullness of the Catholic Church. Thank you for that. Thank you for joining us on this episode of The Journey Home. I do pray that Lorelei's journey is an encouragement to you. God bless you.